Tom Hardy is one of Hollywood's most charismatic actors. Known for his idiosyncratic personality and cerebral performances in blockbuster films like Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, and Mad Max.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
If I pull that off, will you die?
It would be extremely painful.
And one thing that always blew me away about him was he always seemed to have a really thick, impressive head of hair. But recently I've noticed something different. In the last 2 years or so, I've noticed his hair's been thinning a lot, so I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to get to the bottom of it, so let's break it down. Now, another novel, but probably irrelevant bit of information is he actually lives just down the road from me. He's quite often spotted in my local town, doing his shopping and posting for selfies. He's a really nice guy, apparently. But I want to compare some images of him from 10, 15 years ago, even 5 years ago, up until last year, and you'll notice quite a rapid deterioration. I think I might know why that is, so make sure you stick around till later in this video because I'm going to share all. Now, the first time I came across Tom Hardy was in about 2001, I think it was, when Band of Brothers, which is my favourite series of all time.
It seems that the Germans are bad, very bad.
But that was the first time I came across him. It was sort of like a bit part role, but he had a buzz cut and a really full head of hair. Now, he was 23 when Band of Brothers came out. He actually looks younger than 23. He actually looks fresh straight out of school. But if we fast forward to 2010, when he was in Inception, for instance, and you can still see that even though his hair is combed over here, you can actually see that it's still a full head of hair. When I first watched this film, one of my favourite films, are you noticing a theme here? Favourite programmes, favourite films, Tom Hardy. I remember thinking, you know, I was quite obsessed with people's hair at that time and how their hairline looked, how realistic it was. It looked normal. It looked like a full head of hair to me. I actually really liked it, how he sort of combed it over. It looked very, very smart. Now, at this point, you might be saying, well, Adam, you've skipped Bronson that was made in 2008 where he is completely bald. Well, I've done that on purpose because he wasn't really bald. His head would have been shaved or he would have been wearing some sort of skull cap to cover up his natural hair. We know for a fact that he had a full head of hair at that point. Now, let's fast forward to 2015. This was when the film Legend was released. Another really, really good film. If you're into sort of true crime films, you've heard about the Cray twins, really infamous twins in London in the 1960s. Now, you can see in this clip here, he is Reggie. He's portraying Reggie Cray, and you can see that there is some recession around the temple on the left side. This is, of course, emphasized by the fact he's kind of got his hair pushed back diagonally, so it naturally will expose any thinning that's going on around the temples. And this is the first time I really noticed any sort of thinning from him, but it's minor and it's barely even noticeable. I'm now showing you a picture from 2022, so just 3 years ago, and you can see his hair is pretty much in the same state as it was in 2015 when Legend was made. However, after 2022, we really noticed quite a steep drop-off. Now, this picture from 2024, you can see a lot of thinning on the top, seemingly out of nowhere. He was also papped a couple of times when he clearly had a lot of hair gel in, and that naturally makes your hair look thinner on top anyway, as it kind of just clumps the hair together. But there's definitely been a lot of shedding there in a very short period of time, and I think the reason for this is because he was taking finasteride and then he stopped taking finasteride. It's the only reasonable explanation to get such a sharp drop off in hair density. And this is probably his decision, and fair play to him for doing that. If he wanted to sort of just let his hair fall out, he wasn't too bothered. He knew he was still going to get roles. He's already got a reputation in Hollywood as a top actor, and, you know, maybe to him his hair doesn't matter as much, and that's fair enough. I remember going back to the 90s where Bruce Willis, he was clearly having work done on his hairline. I think it's very possible for some of his films, definitely The Sixth Sense, he was wearing some sort of toupee or hair system. But then he just kind of let it go. I remember Unbreakable when that came out in the early noughties and he just went full bald, and pretty much ever since then, he's just gone for that sort of shaved look. And he may have done that because he'd already built up his reputation as a great actor and he knew that he'd still get roles with or without hair. Now, in my personal opinion, is there anything that Tom Hardy should be doing? Well, no. He's clearly made this conscious decision to go the bald route, and it kind of suits him. He has the right kind of look for it. Will he go for a hair transplant at some point? Yeah, maybe, but then again, he'd have to start taking finasteride again. Otherwise, the hair transplant long-term will fail, and it seems as if he's not very happy taking finasteride. If he was happy, he would have continued taking it. Could he go the hair system route? Now, we know a lot of celebs have actually gone that route, Matthew McConaughey being one of them, Ben Affleck, Elton John, and for my British friends watching this, there is one of the dragons from Dragon's Den who wears a hair system. I'm not going to say who it is, but you can guess and let me know in the comments box below. So I definitely think that if he did decide to go down that route, it would be pretty accepted in Hollywood, just because so many actors and actresses already wear wigs or hair systems. Now, whatever Tom Hardy decides to do, whether it's to continue down the balding route or whether it's deciding to get some sort of intervention, what I will say about the guy, he's an absolute legend. And for any of us guys out there, especially those under 40, hair loss can be really, really challenging. It can really take us to some pretty dark places. And my message to you is that there are options out there, a variety of treatments, including hair systems. The key is taking action early and finding out what works best for you. If you're interested in hair systems, I'm wearing one right now. I've been a hair system wearer for 6 years. I've got a curly one right now. I'm really loving it. If you're interested in getting your own one, check the description box below. You can avail of my 15% discount. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I'll speak to you very soon.